Hey guys, it's Anne-Marie from Sheets That Teach, and you already know we're going to be setting up our next best tool. So this one was an interesting request because I'm elementary ed, special ed, and I have never assigned a detention in my life, but we've had more than one middle and high school teacher or admin, I guess, request this. So this is a detention log, basically where every single teacher in your middle school or high school could have access, and when they've assigned a detention, they go ahead and just dump the student's name, who assigned it, date, why, how many minutes they were assigned. And I really love these columns too, of like parent contacted and if it was logged in whatever other database it needs to go to, because half the time we have to write it in 5 different places. And then I like this for detention scheduled for, and if they didn't serve all their minutes or they were a no-show, that's amazing. And another thing too, after you're starting to rack up lots of entries in your log, so each one of these columns has a filter group. So if I wanted to put this by alphabetical order for student, I could then go ahead and select that. So these are now all in order by student. But say I wanted to put it in order for reason and now categorized it by reasons. You could even do it by assigning teacher. Now again, say you only want to look at specific students. Now you can uncheck and check them all. Like say I really only wanted to see Rohan's. I can go ahead and clear all of them and then basically just say Rohan. Boom. Rohan's really been struggling. So I really like that. Again, you can put them in different orders based on categories. You could put them, and again, if I wanted to just change that back, I'm going to select all and go okay. This is your basic overview.
Hi, this is Laura. I'm just editing this and I wanted to add this really fast. If you don't know how to change the colors for the drop-down menus, it's really simple. You'll just go down to this edit button and you can change the colors here. So if you want that to be green instead, and then when you click done, it'll apply it. Just make sure you click apply to all.
And so obviously, all that information is going to turn into a beautiful little dashboard. And on this dashboard, you're going to be able to see the total detentions and entries on the log tab. And then you're going to be able to look at detentions given by teachers. So again, if there's a teacher that's assigning a pretty abnormally high amount of detentions, you can really kind of see, like, are they targeting a specific student? What's going on that they needed to assign that many. Then you can look at your detentions by student, and this is almost an attendance tracker of sorts as well, because it's going to give you every student how many detentions they've been assigned, along with the total minutes across all those detentions, how many minutes they've served, and it'll show you how many minutes they have remaining. And this is all based on a color scale too, so when they owe 0 minutes, it will be green, and then the more they owe, it'll be red. If it's grayed out, that means they've never been assigned a detention. And then, so you'll notice too, throughout this dashboard, there's collapsible groups. So there's one hiding here. So basically, the color scale knows to change based off of the percentage of progress. So if you ever really wanted to see the stats on that, you can, but I'm just going to hide that because I don't need it. Then you can also look at your detentions by behavior, like the reasons for it, and see which one is the highest. Like for these, the highest hitters are kids being late to class and classroom disruption. And then you can also see them by type, meaning like where they were served in this case. And then you can even break it down by grade level. Now again, some of you might just want to see the teachers and students, so you can just use these collapsible sections.
Hey, this is Laura again, just hopping in. I wanted to show you how to make a chart really fast in case you want to visualize your data. So for example, for detentions by behavior, if you highlight the headers here and then all the data below it, and go to Insert Chart, it will put in a chart for you. By default, it chose pie chart, but you can go over here and select what kind of chart you want. So I'm just going to do a column chart. Keep in mind though that if you put these below the table, so let's say you just want to have it down here, if you collapse it it will stay there and it will just not show you any of the data. You could click include data here, but that doesn't collapse. I just wanted to mention that. If you're going to make a chart out of any of these, I recommend just using 2 columns. So if I want to know the students and how many detentions they got, I would just highlight these 2 columns here. I'll just go to there and insert the chart.
And again, you can leave some open, you can leave some closed, but I'll go ahead and leave all of these open just in case we need to jump back. Now, another really cool feature of this is its ability to pull student profiles and teacher profiles. So what it is, you're going to be able to select a student and then their total detentions they've been assigned and minutes they've been assigned along with that, served and remaining is going to pop up, and then every single reason that they've ever had detention is going, and for how many times is going to pop up. And look, Mr. Reed really seems to be having issues with Greg because he's given him all 5, and you know, again, got to get to the bottom of that. But it's very cool that you can see, again, like this is a totally printable report, so if someone's really racking some stuff up, I can very easily just go to print, and I'm going to do portrait, and we're gonna say, see, okay, we have all these extra rows. Let me just, again, what we could do too is, oh, they're so thin. What I'm gonna do is just hide all of these rows so that way when I go to print, file, print, you have a beautiful little printable workbook title, sheet name, current date. Again, I can go ahead and pull this on any student or any teacher, and I would just go to unhide those rows. Unhide rows there. All right, and then one thing I don't think I showed you guys too, there's a collapsible group here as well. It's going to show you all the dates they were assigned. I don't know if you wanted to see that or not. Like, you could be like, dang, the month of March was real hard for them. So that's kind of cool that it can pull out those trends for you. Same thing, you can also pull teacher reports. So Mr. Lopez is only assigned 2 detentions, and they were both for Sophia. Let's do Collins. He's assigned 4 detentions for these reasons. Let's do Mr. Reed. We already did that. Yeah, like, so again, this one, interesting, like, Mr. Reed, we can tell he may have it out for Greg because he's given out 5 detentions and they've all been for Greg alone. And it looks like, again, is he having issues with a peer, or is seeing this pattern allows you to get to the bottom of that, which I really like. And just same thing, again, oh, look, yeah, Miss Martinez be targeting Jane. So I just really love that it allows you to generate reports by student and by teacher. And let's go ahead and set this up. I know this overview was longer, but this is a really straightforward setup and tool. So I think that walkthrough of even just each tab was probably really helpful. But you already know that with every tool you get, I advise keeping your first copy absolutely fully blank, so that way you always have something to go back to. Log video example. But again, if you get so excited and you accidentally start typing on your blank template, it is okay. You can go back to your purchase PDF and make a new copy of the link. Once you've made your copy, you are going to have a Start Here tab that if you want to go ahead and turn this off, you can just go ahead and read this, and when you're done, you can go ahead and hide the sheet. Now, you already know on your Setup tab, everything that you dump in here is going to become drop-down menus or auto-populate somewhere else. So for sake of time, I'm just going to go ahead and grab my student name and grades from here, some of them. Oh, and this would also be a great time to tell you guys too that a general rule of thumb across all of our sheets is going to be, if it's white, go ahead and type. And if it's gray, that means it, like, on the reasons. Okay. Let's grab some reasons. You middle and high school teachers assign detentions, and then detention type is more so like where it's served. That's where our brain was going. But again, if you don't even want to put that, you can leave this blank and then say you wanted to go to your log and then detention type, you don't want that, just go ahead and hide it. But I'm going to bring it back for sake of this video, and I didn't hide it there, right? Okay, so now we've completed our setup tab. Again, we have our student names, grades, any teachers that would be assigning it, and your reasons for detention along with detention type. When it's time to go ahead and log a detention, I'm going to click a student name, grade auto-populated. Let's say this was Miss Bennett that assigned it, and it happened on the 4th, and the reason for detention was cafeteria misconduct, and they were acting a fool, so they got 45 minutes assigned, and they're gonna have lunch detention because of it. We did contact the parent and log it into the database. I really love having these here. Again, I think it just keeps you in check for when you have to carry the data over 500 times. And again, say you have 2 systems to put it in, like you can just rename this column. Or again, just always add a column to the left or to the right, and it, as long as you clicked on one of those with the check boxes, it'll be there if you, again, had an additional database to carry it over to. And then schedule detention date. I like that this is here because say for some reason they didn't show up on the 6th, you can then go ahead and assign a later date. And keep in mind too that like you can put partial minutes served. He did attend, but I mean, other than that, guys, I really just, this one is so straightforward. You're basically, again, just filling out the setup tab, and then when it's time to log it, you're picking names, dates, reasons, and noting the minutes assigned. And then let's say this one, they lost their study hall for this. We scheduled it on the 12th, and they only served 30 minutes. They attended, but it's left early for away game. Whatever notes you guys wanted to put in there. Again, I hope this helps you guys, and again, just analyze patterns, see which teachers or students need help, and if it's missing anything, please let us know, and as always, let us know what you're looking for in the future.